So the Galapagos sharks are the most common species that we have. So these guys right here, they're about 8 to 10 feet.
I don't know how many, but I saw one tiger shark for sure. I don't know.
Like 8 Galapagos.
And 8 Galapagos. Right now, as we were coming up, there was a little baby one.
So what we ask you guys to do is to use your voice to spread awareness. The best thing you can do is tell everyone what you did today. You guys swim with like 8 Galapagos sharks, a tiger shark. People have never even seen a shark in real life. So just telling people about your experience, how we can easily and peacefully coexist, how they're not the man-eating monsters like Jaws in the media portrays them to be.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the island of Hawaii. Now today I'm actually on the North Shore. It's bright and early. It's 9:30 a.m. and today I have a very special video planned for you guys because we're gonna be doing something that, well, to be honest, I never thought I'd actually do in my life. We're gonna be swimming with sharks here on the North Shore of Hawaii. Now this is actually an activity that's very popular here in Hawaii, and tourists from all around the world come here every single day to do this, both in a cage and without a cage. Today we're gonna be doing it, take a guess, without a cage. Now it took a little bit of convincing because, to be honest with you guys, sharks, well, you know, we all have like this misunderstanding that sharks are just incredibly dangerous animals, and to many, sharks are their biggest fear. So today we're gonna learn a little bit more about these amazing animals and of course get up close and personal with them with a company called Deep Blue Eco Tours. Now they're actually one of the most popular tour companies here in the region. They do tours several times a day from this beautiful port that we're at right now in the North Shore, and I'll leave all of their contact information down below so that you can reach on out if you find this video interesting and if this, well, catches your eye, because I have a feeling this is not going to be for everybody, but it should be exciting. So join me for an awesome adventure from here in Oahu. So the boat is actually not here just yet, but let me just tell you guys, this side of the island is super impressive. Everybody told us that, well, this is one of the most beautiful sides of the island, and I can already see why. It's a lot more calmer. There's not any big, huge buildings. And Waikiki Beach, where we've actually been staying the last few days, you're always hearing music, to be honest, people partying, having fun, which is totally fine, but it's nice to feel like, you know, the local island vibes. And this town that we're in right now that I actually can't pronounce, but I'll leave the name of right here at the bottom, is actually super calm. And as we were driving in, you can see all of the different mountains. The Dole Plantation was actually just off side of the road, on the same bus route that we actually took to get here. So it's quite impressive that you can actually visit a lot of the tourist attractions here on Oahu simply by taking the city bus. So seriously, take that into consideration when planning your trip here in Oahu. Now you can actually purchase this card called a Holo card or a Hulu card. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it either, but you can purchase this card at a store called ABC Stores, and they're actually located absolutely everywhere. It's kind of like a 7-Eleven. It's a one-stop shop, and the card costs $7.50 for a day pass, but for the initial purchase you actually have to pay $2 for the card. But every single day you can walk on in there and reload them, and trust me, it definitely is convenient because each time you get on a bus it's $3. Even if you get on the bus and just ride it 2-3 stops, it adds up quite quick. Like, for example, on the way here this morning, I actually had to get off the bus for an emergency stop at the bathroom at Starbucks. I know, a little bit too much information, but we ended up spending $18 for the both of us to get all the way down here. Because why? Because Chris forgot his Holo card in the hotel. Typical Chris things, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this place is gorgeous. I think next time I visit Oahu, I'm definitely gonna plan to stay a few days here in the North Shore. It's so beautiful, and definitely a lot more relaxing. The vibes I was actually looking forward to here in Hawaii.
My name's Kai. Michaela right here, she's going to be your safety diver today. So when you're in the water, you're going to be hanging out with Michaela. She'll talk to you guys all about the sharks, make you feel nice and comfortable before we get out there. But obviously, you guys need anything at all, just feel free to ask. We're all here to, you know, take care of you, make this a nice, fun experience. And then Gavin right here, he's going to be your photographer today. So if you guys are interested in the photo package, Gavin does a really awesome job. He'll run you through that process. And then similarly, Timmy, he's our videographer, shoots all of our Instagram content and everything. So you guys have some really great options today with the photo and video package. And then just a few very basic things to note for boat safety. We have 2 fire extinguishers on board, one right next to me right here. There's one in the sink in the cabin. We also have life vests underneath the seats in the cabin. And if we needed to contact the Coast Guard, channel 16 up on the radio here. But we're 3 miles out, still in cell service the whole time. Run a very safe operation. Michaela, she'll talk to you guys all about it, and then we'll make our way out there. So Thank you.
Alrighty, you guys, how you feeling? You ready?
Ready.
Excited?
Yes.
Yeah? Alrighty. So before we get into the sharks we're going to see and kind of their behavior in the water and how it's going to work out there, a little background information about why we're able to shark dive out here, how we get the sharks, things like that. A lot of places in the world are not able to free dive with sharks, especially only 3 miles offshore, so we're really, really lucky. But basically over the past 75 years or so, the crab fishing industry has been really big out of this harbor. So basically where we go to shark dive, in that zone there's tons of crab traps on the bottom, and the sharks are kind of conditioned to, when any boat enters the area, they think it's a crab fishing boat. So what these crab fishermen are doing are pulling up their traps and things are falling out, or they're just throwing things over that are not the right species or size regulation. So when any boat enters the area, the sharks are just going to check it out, see what's happening, and they hope it's the fishing boat. So all we do is we go out there and we mimic what these boats do when they pull up their traps. So they go in reverse, they make a lot of bubbles, they make a lot of noise. You'll see us doing that when we get out there. And then once the sharks notice we're in the area, they kind of come up from the bottom. Once we see them trailing our boat, that's our green light to get in with them. So it's really cool how they're kind of just waiting out there. They don't see us as predators, as food whatsoever. We are much larger than what they eat, so they just see us as other predators in the water, which makes for a really good interaction with them. It's a controlled environment, so you guys are completely safe with all of us. And like Kai said, if you guys have any questions, anything like that, let us know. We're here to make your experience amazing, fun, and just get you guys in the water with sharks and see how amazing they are. But let's talk about the sharks we're going to see. So the Galapagos sharks are the most common species that we have. So these guys right here, they're about 8 to 10 feet. So Galapagos sharks are really slow moving, so what they like to do is kind of make circles around us in the boat. They're very attracted to the boat, so most of the time they'll be hanging out like right behind the boat, right under the boat. But again, like I said, they're the most common species we have. They're going to be present with us throughout the whole dive most likely. So these are the Galapagos sharks. Let's see what we got next. Next we have our sandbar sharks. So these guys right here, they're much smaller. They're about 3 to 6, 3 to 7 feet. It's not really the time for sandbar sharks right now, but there's a possibility that they swim by. Like I said, they're much smaller. Their behavior is also much different than the Galapagos sharks. So these guys are very energetic. They're very fast moving in the water. They make sharp turns. They move up and down the water column really quickly. Nothing to be alarmed about. That's just how they are. This species is just really energetic. So if we have these guys, you'll definitely notice their behavior in the water. So those are the sandbar sharks. Next, we have our tiger sharks. So our tiger sharks are the biggest species we have. They're about 15 to 16 feet, and it is tiger season, so there's a possibility that we see tigers. What I mean by tiger season is these tiger sharks are coming down from the other Hawaiian islands and closer to shore on Oahu for their pupping season and for mating season. So we see a lot of pregnant females. We've been seeing a lot of juveniles this season, so it's really, really cool to see these large sharks that we don't get to see a lot. And it's a very lucky dive if you guys do get to see them. So we did have some this morning, so there's a really good chance that we have them on our next dive today. But basically our protocol with tiger sharks is you guys are just going to group up really close together or hold on to the safety line. The most important thing is that no one is off by themselves when we have a tiger, just because sometimes they do make bold approaches that require physical redirection. So we will be handling that. You guys will just kind of be hanging out, observing the tiger as she passes by. But again, like I said, just no one off alone, just making sure you guys are listening to us. We'll be communicating with you guys the whole entire time. But any questions about tiger sharks? Basically, the front of the boat will be tied to a mooring, which is a really deep anchor. So what that means is the back of the boat can be swinging side to side or bouncing up and down with the wind and the waves and things like that. Nothing to be alarmed about. It's just very important that we are aware of our surroundings at all times. So it's very important that you guys know which direction you're swimming in, where you are in the water, especially compared to the boat. We're going to try to stay about 15 to 20 feet off the back center of the boat. So again, like I said, just be aware of your surroundings, know where you are in the water, just checking up on the boat, making sure you never find yourself at the front half of the boat. But that brings me into the next thing. You guys are just going to be following me the whole time. Where I go, you go, or you're just going to be hanging out on that safety line. But we're all going to be in a group together, kind of just hanging out together, kind of like acting like a school shark. So just be very aware in the water. Any questions about that?
So it was just a short 20-minute ride from where we boarded the boats from the pier, and now we're moored up and waiting for these sharks to start appearing. And once they do, we'll jump on into the water and see them for the very first time. Now the reason, well, our safety diver actually just explained that the reason why the sharks actually come to this area is because there's all kinds of crabbing boats here in the area, and a lot of times as they're pulling the crab pots up from the water, crabs fall out of the cage into the water, and the sharks absolutely love that. I mean, who doesn't love a nice free snack, right? That takes little effort. So that's the reason why they come up in the water here in these areas. I'm a little bit nervous, but to be honest, after the little safety brief, I'm feeling confident, excited, and the views here are stunning, guys. Hawaii is such a beautiful place. The mountains that surround the coastline that we're in right now are super impressive, and the water is incredibly blue, and not like a turquoise blue that we just got done seeing in Thailand. This is like a nice, I don't know, like a dark blue, but beautiful. All right, guys, so we just saw our first shark pop out of there. What would you say that was? A Galapagos shark?
Galapagos shark, yeah.
Oh man. Easily identifiable. And I can't even talk. I just got hella nervous seeing that fin come out of the water. Damn. You know, I was a bit calmer after the safety brief, but I just saw that, and now I'm back to where I was before getting on the boat.
We're gonna cue the Jaws theme music here in a second for you.
Oh man. So we're in good hands. I'm feeling confident, and he's gonna be the cameraman today, and photographer, and then our video guy. Oh man, I've never seen a shark this close before. This is awesome. Okay, yeah, buddy's sitting there because, well, you can only usually see them around the summer months, so we came at a perfect time. However, I think I'm gonna be pretty impressed no matter what kind of shark I see inside of the water. Time to get the mask on, jump off the back of the boat, and have this shark encounter for the very first time of my life here in Hawaii. Excited?
Yes, I am. You?
It's gonna be, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's better, right?
Yeah, me too. I'm a little nervous too. You know. Just made it out of the water. Wow, guys, that was incredible. Seriously, an experience you have to do when in Hawaii. Totally worth the journey from Waikiki up here. As I mentioned, it's super easy to access, and this is an experience of a lifetime. We were down there for about, I don't know, that felt like almost like 45 minutes, huh? It was a long time.
Longer than 30.
It was a great time down there. We saw, I don't know how many, but I saw one tiger shark for sure. I don't know.
Like 8 Galapagos.
And 8 Galapagos. Right now, as we were coming up, there was a little baby one. And yeah, now they're all around the boat. Look at them. Beautiful, beautiful time. Wow. Thank you guys. That was incredible. All right, now time to reflect on everything that we just saw down there. Such a beautiful experience. Time to make it back towards the land. It was awesome. Thank you.
Yes, so we got a tiger shark and a bunch of galops, so that was really, really amazing. But before we get back, a quick talk about shark conservation, kind of just educating you guys on what sharks are going through right now, why they're important, things you can do to help. But a lot of people aren't aware of what sharks are going through. They're being killed at really drastic rates. Do you guys have any idea how many sharks are being killed each year by humans? No? Throw out a random number.
100,000?
Higher.
500,000 sharks. Higher.
5 million.
Higher. It's over 100 million a year. So sharks are mainly being killed for their fins for their meat, and then from things like bycatch and sport fishing. So basically this is really unsustainable because sharks have very slow reproduction rates, so they can't really keep up with the rate that we are killing them at, and this makes them very susceptible to extinction. So most species are endangered now, which is really, really horrible, and over the past 10 years about 60% of shark populations have declined. So it's a really big problem that a lot of people aren't aware of, which is why we do this. We like giving you guys this information, and you guys can do what you want with it. But like I said, shark finning is probably the biggest problem right now, killing about 73 million sharks a year. What they do is target sharks for their fins. Once they get a shark on board, they cut off the fins and then just throw the shark back into the water. So it's a completely cruel practice, very, very sad. It's also very wasteful, so the fins only make up 2% of the body. And like I said, the rest of the body is just wasted. So very cruel, very wasteful, very unsustainable. And these fins are used in shark fin soup, which is a delicacy in Asian countries. And basically people of high status eat this soup, which is why there's such a high demand for it. Shark meat and shark fins are actually very toxic to us because of the high amounts of mercury that it contains. So there's really no good reason that we should be killing sharks for consumption, especially 73 million a year. Like, that's crazy to even think about. But a lot of people also aren't aware of how important sharks are for the ocean and the ecosystem. So since they're an apex predator, they sit at the top of the food web, and they're in charge of keeping the whole food web balanced. So if you take sharks out of the ocean, the whole food web would collapse. And basically the ocean's health would just go downhill really, really quickly. Another thing that people aren't aware of is how long sharks have been evolving, for about 400 million years. That's another reason why it's so important that we protect them. They have so many roles in the ocean. One of their main roles is to kind of act as like the white blood cells of the immune system by going after animals that are weak, injured, and ill. And basically what this does is prevents the spread of disease, keeps the gene pools healthy, prevents overpopulation, all of that good stuff. So they're so important for the ocean ecosystem, and this is affecting us because the ocean produces 80% of our oxygen. So we do need sharks in the water so that we have clean oxygen to breathe. Everything on this planet is connected. Every creature has a right to be here. So what we ask you guys to do is to use your voice to spread awareness. The best thing you can do is tell everyone what you did today. You guys swam with like 8 Galapagos sharks, a tiger shark. People have never even seen a shark in real life. So just telling people about your experience, how we can easily and peacefully coexist, how they're not the man-eating monsters like Jaws and the media portrays them to be. They get a really bad rep, and so anything you guys can do to talk about sharks in a positive way, kind of change the image of sharks, because people won't protect what they don't understand. So social media is a great way to do that. Your guys' YouTube. That's a really good way to get the media out there and tell everyone about how amazing sharks are and how important they are and things like that. You guys can donate to non-profit organizations that go to shark conservation, beach cleanups, just anything you guys can do to kind of help the ocean and help the sharks. But thank you guys so much. Do you guys have any questions about what you saw in the water or just sharks in general? No?
No, that was amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh.
There were some sharks which were like injured.
Yeah, so we see a lot of sharks with injuries. Most of it is human impact, like from fishing or from boat props and things like that. Sometimes we do see mating scars, but most of the time it's human impact, which is really, really sad to see that. But yeah, a lot of times when they are injured, that makes it easier for them to for us to identify them. But it is really, really sad to see human impacts on sharks.
I saw one with like a fishing line
Yeah,
attached to it.
There was one with a fishing line, and I saw that shark a couple days ago, and the line was longer, so someone cut it. So, which is good, doing what we can to help the sharks. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Any
That's
other
unfortunate.
questions?
Man,
It
it's
is.
crazy to see with your own eyes.
It is. It's crazy. Yeah. Especially the tiger sharks. It's just amazing. You guys all saw it, right? The cute shark. Yeah.
So do the tiger sharks usually just roam around like that, like in like one tiger shark? Will
Yeah.
be
So yeah, they're usually just alone. But yeah, they just kind of roam around. Sometimes they're a bit more bold. It just depends on the tiger shark. They're like humans. Each shark has a personality. So some of them are like really bold and they want to get like up and close. Some of them just cruise right below us.
There was
Yeah.
also like it was a smaller shark, or was it a big fish? It was like
There's a big
Tuna.
fish. Yeah.
Tuna?
That's
Okay.
tuna. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a couple of your guys' pictures. You guys see yellow fins in there too, huh?
We get all kinds
We
of
get so
mahi
many
and
things.
everything.
Wow, that's amazing.
But we all made it back in one piece. Just kidding. Just kidding. I hope you guys had a great dive. That was
Thank
a
you
really
so
good
much.
one.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
And then we'll get your shoes out and everything will be good.
All right, so that shark diving adventure was pretty intense. Honestly, it was a lot a lot more chill than I was expecting. I thought that I was gonna have a panic attack under the water, but everything was pretty smooth. We had some great instructors, and definitely I recommend coming on out and booking a tour with Deep Eco Blues. Some of the best tour guides we've had in a very long time. Now we're having some acai, and then we're about to hop onto the bus and make our way back to Waikiki. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. Let me know if you guys would participate in a shark diving adventure, or would you just leave that up to me? But seriously, if you're ever in a region of the world where they offer shark diving encounters, especially without a cage, I highly recommend it. You will not regret it. And of course, you have to pay for those photo and video packages, which I'm sure you're going to be seeing both on here and on Instagram by the time this video is posted, because yeah, they do take around 5 to 7 days, but that is an additional add-on that is not included with the tour. But obviously, if you're jumping into an open water with a bunch of tiger sharks and Galapagos sharks, you're gonna want to take home some memories with you guys. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy my acai bowl, and I'll see you guys again soon for another adventure from here in Hawaii. We still have a few more days, and I have a feeling I'm gonna get out there and create a couple more videos for you guys. But please, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon for another video from here in Hawaii. Later, guys.